Mercedes is preparing a big surprise for the USA GP. Mercedes is preparing for a major comeback and is delivering the most recent improvements. Yes, it sounds almost as though they are saying this at every race. However, Mercedes claims that this time is different since they're bringing one last significant aero enhancement to push the W13 to the front of the grid. Do you anticipate Mercedes to continue using the W13 design for the 2018 season, or will a brand new model appear at the pre-season testing? To know more about this big surprise, continue on our channel F1 Unlimited and don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell icon to get notified whenever a new video is posted. The last upgrade package for the W13, according to Mercedes Formula 1 team director of trackside engineering Andrew Shovlin, will be concentrated on lessons learned for the following season. The car was about 10 kilograms over the limit at the beginning of the year. The United States Grand Prix will see both aero improvements and some weight-saving equipment supplied. While the aero package is intended to benefit Lewis Hamilton and George Russell in Austin, the team is also considering advancements for the W14 F1 car that will race the following year. Andrew Shovlin, Mercedes trackside engineering director, stated that his team is implementing these changes at the Circuit of the Americas in order to take second place from Ferrari in the Constructors' Championship. Although the Mercedes team principal had previously stated that he wasn't interested in P2, Toto Wolff said he didn't care if his team placed second or third in the Constructors' Championship, stating that he would prefer Mercedes to win races on merit. Speaking to recent news, he said the second is the first loser. Being in the front and developing the core is more important than finishing second or third in Constructors' Championship. Therefore, rather than truly caring about the championship position, we may win races on Merit B with the Ferrari or the Red Bulls and get ready for the following year. But he later made an appearance following the Singapore Grand Prix poor performance and committed to helping his team defeat Ferrari to second place. This season's Constructor Championship was scaled back this season, which has taught us many difficult lessons. The biggest disappointment in terms of the outcome is that they weren't able to build on the level of competitive performance that we saw in the FP2 and in the qualifying. As a result, our championship race for P2 has become much more challenging. The only solution is to gather your strength and put it into the upcoming race for Suzuka in order to regain momentum. Since this is frequently the last phase of our aero development, having a little more performance will be helpful. Mike Elliott, the current technical director at Mercedes, said that they are actually hopeful about the possibility. While this year's Mercedes upgrade process was more about understanding the car and trying to improve it every time, which would serve the team for next year as well, Elliott revealed that Mercedes engineers and technical staff also worked on reducing the causeway to be closer to the weight limit. He added that this is a major focus for the team at this point, but importantly, with every step, they are learning more and carry on into next year, so that's part of the process as well. In an effort to turn the W13 from a car that struggled to lead in the midfield into one that routinely fights the Red Bull and Ferrari, Mercedes will present its troublesome 2022 Formula 1 race's final aerodynamic improvement. This season, significant upgrade packages such as those introduced at Barcelona and Silverstone, which largely resolved the initial purposing and bouncing issues and allowed it to contend for pole positions and race victories on some tracks, though it has thus far failed to do so, have helped in some progress towards the goal. But there are still irregularities between the tracks. According to the technical director Mike Elliott, the car's performance was negatively impacted by a critical error that was committed during development. Because the team did not discover the error until the Azerbaijan Grand Prix due to the positioning issues in Austin, it could not be addressed completely this year. The team will make its final aerodynamic adjustments for the W13 official. Mercedes has reportedly had trouble in the past at Austin's Circuit of Americas, which is well known for its uneven, lumpy surface. The engineer admitted that the upgrade's outcome and whether or not it would enable them to compete at the front of the grid were both difficult to anticipate. Given the differences in performances between Singapore and Suzuka, Mercedes has yet to win a race in 2022. Even with the improvements, according to Shovlin, it will be difficult to estimate where Mercedes will be on the pace to Austin. Austin is the last stop in development of aero and perhaps will offer us that little bit more performance. But more significantly, we are learning more and more with each step, and we will continue to learn during the year. Aston Martin, which is further back, has made tremendous progress, and thanks to Sebastian Vettel's top 6 performance in Japan, they are currently only 7 points behind Alfa Romeo after moving up to 7th in Singapore. The momentum lies with Mike Krack's team because Alfa has only scored 1 point in the last 9 races after scoring 51 in the first 9. Toto Wolff thinks that despite Mercedes' efforts to catch up, Red Bull will continue to be the favourite to win Formula 1 Championship in 2023. Mercedes will lose both of its championships in 2022 despite having won the previous 8 Constructors' Championships and 7 Drivers' titles throughout that time. The Drivers' Championship has already been won by Max Verstappen, and if Red Bull defeats Ferrari by 17 points in the US Grand Prix, they will win the championship for the first time since 2013. Mercedes' automobile design has flopped, as seen by the W13's propensity for porpoising, lack of power, and high drag. For the first time since 2011, Mercedes will have a season without a victory in Formula 1, which will be the first for lead driver Lewis Hamilton in his whole career. As emphasis turns to the W14 for 2023, the team is aware of a fundamental issue with the W13 that cannot be resolved during the current season, and Wolff still thinks that Red Bull will be the favourite. Wolff is upbeat about Mercedes' reign of supremacy coming to an end, since he only thinks the team did not handle the new ground effect restrictions well. As the Formula 1 team makes no effort to hold back next season, Lewis Hamilton says it's critical to continue to get everyone up at Mercedes. Although the Brackley team has made progress in addressing its handling and bouncing issues, the W13 is still lagging behind the leaders and will require a significant push over the off-season to perfect its 2023 car. According to Hamilton, he is doing his share to keep the factory team inspired and prepared to go all out with the W14 next year. Hamilton says he has no doubt that his team will have a stronger car in 2023 and that he thinks they have their current problems under control enough to construct a significantly improved Challenger for the following year. A Formula 1 car's performance is mostly determined by factors other than its side pods. Red Bull chose a push rod rear suspension for this season, whilst Mercedes' W13 has a pull rod option. There's the chassis as the whole, the wings, the weight distribution, and of course the floor, in addition to so much more. The engine is a Honda. Red Bull power versus Mercedes power. That's all for today. If you liked our video, please give us a thumbs up and also mention your valuable thoughts in the comment section below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.